and welcome to a brand new series here on Beyond the Trailer called Breakdown. This isn't a shot-by-shot review, and it's not, a traditional trailer review where I would play the trailer and then give my review afterwards, and it's not the latter because of changing rules here on YouTube. And you know what they say, evolve or die. So this is my solution so that I don't miss so many trailers as I have been recently. I really appreciate two things. One, that so many of you have gotten used to me popping up after trailers. That means so much, and I'm sorry that I can't continue to do that to the extent that I once did. But it also means a lot to me that you continue to want to discuss these trailers with me. But shot-by-shots take a very long time to do. 2 hours at the least, sometimes 4 to 5 hours at the most. And also, let's be honest, not every trailer warrants a shot-by-shot. Those are for the trailers that just have a whole lot to discuss. So for those trailers that aren't quite at the level of warranting a shot-by-shot trailer analysis, I'm going to do something again called Breakdown, where we're going to jump through the trailer. And I in advance, will pick out a number of screen grabs that I think are worth talking about, or illustrate points that I think are worth talking about, and we'll go through the trailer that way. And I'm honored to debut it for the second trailer for The Legend of Tarzan. And you'll be getting one of these from Miss Peregrine later today. So please, feedback down below, always welcome, and thank you for your patience with me as I try to figure out and adapt to the new rules here on YouTube. All right, so let's get started. I love this trailer. I love this movie. I'm very excited about it. I think it has so much potential. But because it's really low on star power, and also Tarzan, I think, seems like something of an antiquated brand these days with all the superhero movies, I hope that Warner Brothers really gets behind this picture to the degree that they need to make it successful. They need to make this seem like an event. They need to get the big, posters like in, Times Square, the billboards in Times Square and on, all around different towns all over the world, and really just be like, Alexander Skarsgard is Tarzan. Get on board with it because he's going to be amazing. And I think that's actually the case. All right, so let's get started. The first stills that I have here are of Tarzan's parents, and I loved that they started out with them. Now, a lot of people, of course, love this character from the original novels. What? That's a shocker, right? And some people like it from the Johnny Weissmuller movies, which have won over quite a few fans. My parents are big fans of this character because of those movies, and I know a number of you have told me that your parents are really into the Tarzan franchise or character because of those movies. So, basically, Alexander Skarsgård has to fill Johnny Weissmuller's loincloth. It sounds fun. All right, so anyway, I, however, of course, like Tarzan from the Disney animated movie. Really stellar and spectacular stuff. And they, of course, depicted his parents at the beginning of that movie. Really wonderful, harrowing sequence. However, there they had the cheetah kill his parents, and then baby Tarzan is rescued by this, very nice group of apes, right? So anyway, here they do something quite shocking, and they have his mother dies, and this very wonderful voiceover of today I had to bury my wife, and now I fear for my son, and you're like, this is so bad. All right, that's what happens when you go exploring in the old world, and there's no cell phones and rescue teams from your government. But anyway, here they show that ape is about, and all the apes are about to kill Tarzan's father. And I was like, where did this come from? Is this like some super dark aspect that the movie, this version decided to add? And I looked it up, and no, this is from the original novels. That Kerchak, the name used in the Disney movies, by the way, is actually Tarzan's father's murderer. So it's basically turns Tarzan into Patty Hearst or something, right? We killed your father, and now we're going to raise you as our own. But thankfully, you can see there's the couple of shots of Tarzan fighting an ape later on in the trailer. This one was one of my favorites at the very end. Boy, is it just me, or is Tarzan totally naked there? But whatever. I think that, that could be crazy. There's a fine line. I'm sure they'll make sure that nothing's visible that shouldn't be visible. But I guess, that's true. That's what I guess Tarzan would do. But anyway, you can see Tarzan, and I'm sure many people will not complain. But you can see Tarzan fighting, I would imagine, Kerchak for vengeance for his father. I think he's going to have to do that before he can really, move on and stay with this tribe as an adult, or it's going to be pretty horrible that he did that. But anyway, then they cut to the this sequence, which I thought was really interesting, and it was a little bit in the animated movie, they very much made it seem like, oh, humans and apes are so similar, right? Well, here, they seem, obviously we're, well, depending on what you believe, we're, of the same evolutionary chain. But they, it seems almost alien, right? Like, obviously intelligent life there, but I really like it. It's very haunting, very scary. It goes with the overall darkness of this movie, which I appreciate. I think that, as long as, you can keep this all ages and be dark, because as we've discussed, like Don Bluth animation, when animation or family movies go dark, they can really stick with you. They can stick with everybody, so it's great. And I like this next shot here where you can see that ape's like, I'm taking this baby, and that's that. And Kerchak's like, well, I was happy to kill his father, but I'm not going to fight with my wife. Happy wife, happy life. I actually hate that saying. I hate it so much because I would hate to think, just a small tangent, I would hate to think that anyone was just pacifying you for the sake of like just shutting you down, shutting you up so that, you don't bother them, right? I mean, that doesn't really seem like a partnership to me. But anyway, we all know the saying. Now this shot I paused because I really like this one because I like all the scars. Well, obviously there's Tarzan's torso on display there, but I really like all the scars. If you look past the six-pack, you can see the scar at the top there, scars on the arm, and you can see that this ape also has those scars. I would imagine that's not Kerchak. Maybe that's like Tarzan's like buddy that he grew up with. Maybe that's his mom or his adoptive mother. I don't know. But I like that. I think it's, Tarzan would have those scars. And I like that, living in the jungle would be a hard life. You would have those calluses. You have those scars. And so I think it's very well realized here. Even here in this next shot, I love Alexander Skarsgard in this role so much. We will talk about that at the end. But here you can see on his face, he still has a couple of cuts. So even when he's gone to man's world and he's civilized, that's still with him, literally. And I think that's just absolutely wonderful. I love the bigger discussion that's being entered here. Is he man or is he beast? And, his wife, advocating that he's, Christoph Waltz basically saying he's a beast. And I think his wife is like, he's a man. And I think obviously the answer is he's somewhere in between. Now look at this next shot. This is tough. I think only an actor like Alexander Skarsgard could pull this off. He's a real out there guy. He's always embraced the full frontal nudity on True Blood. He's always been going around giving quotes saying, I love to be naked. I like to be naked on screen. I love to be naked in real life. I'm just totally cool with it because I'm European. And then also, he went in full drag to the premiere of the Diary of a Teenage Girl movie that he was in. So he's a really interesting individual, and I think because of those qualities, he's able to pull off this nuzzling with a lion sequence and not make it laughable. So he should get respect for that. Then the next shot I liked here, actually I did not like this shot. This was the one shot, it's not the shot that bothers me, but what she said, that I was just like, barf. At this point in the trailer, she says, Christoph Waltz says, scream for me. And she's like a damsel? And I'm like, oh God, Jane, did you just, Jane should be like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I just got out of control. You made me very upset. I said something I shouldn't have said. And I was like, that's so on the nose. And it was just bad. It was bad. I think it's up there with that line they cut from Deadpool, where Vanessa, because she never turned into Copycat, but Vanessa was like, I'm not the damsel in distress kind of girl or something like that. And it's like, come on. All right. So anyway, and I'm pretty sure you're a woman, but okay. But anyway, so I really hated that line, and I hope that Margot Robbie isn't just stuck being like a feminist female stereotype, or like the angry feminist, the one that gives feminism a bad name, and why nobody likes the word feminist anymore. It's because of stuff like this. All right, so next, this is a great sequence right here. We have a couple of shots here of these wildebeests coming down on this settlement, Lion King style, right? And this is like pretty violent, by the way. Like you can see them stampeding through like that place where they're having like afternoon snacks, and a lot of people would die. I'd be like, how do you know, Tarzan, that everyone in that settlement is evil, right? And he's like, don't care. And you're like, well, this is pretty dark. So I thought that was like really interesting that they went there. And then I love this shot too, when you can see like him and the lions going after the wildebeests, I guess to start hurting them. And it brings up a good point. It's like Tarzan really can't keep up with anybody here, right? I don't care how much his heart is in it or how much he's the king of the jungle. He just doesn't have the ability. He can't run as fast as a lion, and he certainly can't run as fast as a wildebeest. So I like that he's like bringing up the rear. He's like, okay, I gave you your marching orders. Go take care of it. Tarzan, king of the jungle, able to delegate. All right, then next, this final shot here. There was a bunch of other stuff, but we've seen it before in the other trailer. I really liked the shot. It's got the other natives of the jungle. It's got the other apes, and then it has Tarzan here. Like, they're having some kind of problem behind him, but Tarzan's like, I hear something, or, I'm being very majestic while I stand here. He's obviously, I think, won his battle. But anyway, or this is before his fight with Jimon Hansu. But he looks so great there. And he just, he just looks like Tarzan. Like, I see this and I'm like, he's Tarzan. It's not even like it's just really wonderful casting. It's almost like Harley Quinn. Margot Robbie has become Harley Quinn, right? Jared Leto, he just is the Joker. Ben Affleck, I look at him as Bruce Wayne in particular and I'm like, that's Bruce Wayne. And I feel the same way here with Alexander Skarsgard as Tarzan. And I really hope that this is able to work out. I don't really know what he can do after this. If this doesn't work out, I think his movie career is probably over. And he was so great on True Blood. He's such a really great actor. I really like him a lot. I think he has that rare mix of acting ability, but also comedic. He's able to laugh at himself, which is a very rare quality. And, he deserves to get some level of success off of this picture, and I hope that he does. I hope the marketing department really just does everything they can to support him, because I think he deserves it. So I'm curious, are you excited about this movie? Or are you like, I just can't get into Tarzan, Grace? I'm sorry. And then also, what do you think of Margot Robbie's role? And, as women want to be a bigger part of movies, understandably so, because we're in the audience too, there's always growing pains. And I think that this is one of the more painful moments. All right, write your thoughts down below. Also, what you thought of this new segment, this new way to cover trailers. And I look forward to, again, continuing the conversation with you down below. You can check out some other episodes right now.